Warcry shield is going to be fantastic. And that's why I keep leaning towards magic damage being the answer to this. It's already the answer to Terrorblade, because Terrorblade has such high armor. Your best way to deal with him is with magic damage, which is also most of the time inherently AoE, which is a good way to deal with his illusions. But being able to just ignore Warcry straight up is also a huge benefit. So that's what, I don't know. The first phase, it shows too much of your hand, in my opinion.
Here we go, game one of this best of three. Again, very important, I already stressed that. You do not want to get knocked into those best of one loser bracket in the playoffs, but loser of the series will be doing just that as the 4th seed.
And yeah, actually, now that the day one is settled out, so if whoever loses this game is actually going to play Forward Gaming. Or this series. Yeah, so since this is Group C, Group C is going to be playing the loser of Group B, which is where Forward was. So yeah, loser of this will play Forward.
NA versus NA.
Yeah, I know, that's ruthless.
Best of one?
Whoa, who said Paystorm was going to lose?
I mean, it's potential. That's all I'm kidding.
Potential, of course.
Yeah, that's that would be something, man. But
that would be something. That'd be brutal.
Yeah, it's well, I don't want to think about it. We'll see later on what happens, but. Alright, so as a team, the Pango, though, they are going to move towards the bottom lane. You have Faceless Void currently by himself up top. What kind of Faceless Void build is this going to be? You know, he has variations. Could just go the Mask of Madness, could go the Battle Fury. Does it go just more the... He can even go Blood, but Vlad himself, being that he has a power buff, I suppose.
Yeah, I would be okay with Mask of Madness. Even Echo Saber, which isn't that popular on Void these days, but definitely not the Battle Fury. I think with the Magnus and Power, it's way too greedy to go for both of those items, so probably Mask of Madness would be my guess.
30 seconds to battle.
Keep an eye to see what Naive does. He's I've watched him a bit over this last season here and into this one, and quite the core player, knows how to get farm. Been around a little bit now in the CIS region.
Yeah, I like Naive. I think he's talented. I think among the yet to break out CIS players, Naive and Zayats, obviously, and I like Crystallize quite a bit also. I have a soft spot for Crystallize. I think he's very underrated.
Navi.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
Whoa there. You said it, not me.
Hey, Navi didn't get directly invited to the DreamHack invites or whatever, so I'm not saying it. I think a lot of people are saying it.
That's another story. Oh, middle lane. Sailor, he actually... I don't know if this was intentional or not, if he just missed the block or he just kind of lets it go into the tower, but either way, it is at the tower, so he's going to get a pushback here in this matchup. But yeah, we see the Decrep coming out. This is the thing with the DK. I know it's a comfort hero for Bryle, but not only with the Decrep spam, but obviously his Dragon Blood is... The armor's not really going to help him too much in this matchup, but with the regen, a couple of bracers, I mean, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, it's not about the armor, it's more about, like, it's not even worth Pugna's time to bother hassling a DK, at least pre-level 6. Once Salar hits level 6, then he can start trying to whittle down the DK and get him into life drain territory, but early on, he's just going to irritate him, spend most of his mana on getting last hits with Nether Blast or decrepifying to make sure that DK can't get last hits.
All right, there. King R is trying to set up a skewer angle. However, the Ink Swell comes out and he ends up just skewering away. I don't know if he intended to take Sven with him, but either way, he's going to be fine. He's a Tango. And picks up a stick from the side shop right there. But again, we're going to support Magnus. And, it's been a hit or miss hero that, from what I would say, obviously, usually we see this hero more of that offlane role, if anything. But the idea to support Magnus is, oh, that was top lane. Apologize.
Yeah, Metamorphosis. I guess some decay stack. Yeah, 12 decay stacks on March. So he's clearly been hammering away at Centaur. 16 now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta be careful with that. But the point is, Magnus, of course, he's a lot more likely to be applying that Empower buff to your core that you're put up, in this case, Faceless Void. But his farm is going to be hurt, so these big RP chances not going to be as likely.
Yeah, that's why it's necessary to get another good, strong initiating offlane position, which is why I was specifying that Centaur is not going to be able to get an early blink, which is going to hurt them quite a bit, because you need someone to initiate. Magnus isn't going to be able to get those big RPs, and Gostic needs to farm up all those aura items that I mentioned to make sure that he can be frontline tank for this squishy Pugna. So A lot is going to be on the shoulders of Naive in terms of being able to land good Chronos, because he's not going to get very much help in terms of his team setting stuff up for him.
Yeah. Mid matchup right now, 13-4 DK versus a 12-2 Pughouse. DK in a slight advantage right there. And for J-Storm, also gives J-Storm his move. It's like he's just
13-15.
Yeah, he's not even against anyone at this point. He's 15-9. That's absurd.
Yeah, that actually may be perfect. Yeah, 3 waves, I think, so.
Yeah.
Poor Centaur.
It's showing. He's 2.5 here. His farm's obviously struggling, and thanks to that, if anything. But he's going to be flanked here by Undying, and he's putting some pressure on Terrorblade, but by himself, yeah, if you're Terrorblade, I don't think he's too scared. Although, at the same time, Retaliate is an ability that, in fact, you see the plus damage that it applies. He's hitting for over 100 damage, which he has it active. So I suppose you have to respect that a little bit. Yes, he does. Walks away. Bottom lane, Frost Shield's up. You have Sven with that war cry, though, and he'll just walk it off and be fine. But I assume Faceless Void, his farm's actually not that good.
Yeah, I don't know if he's been like trying to harass or something like that, but he's not last hitting 100% of the time, or maybe he's having a last hit under tower or something like that. I don't think it's in Pango's best interest to keep this tri-lane going, though, because Void does not need this much help. It's a Sven and a Grimstroke, and while that is 2 stuns, Naive should just be able to time walk away whenever, because like Stormhammer isn't a particularly fast projectile, and whenever you see the Inkswell come out, you should immediately start playing it safe. So if this is trying to be a defensive tri-lane, it's not really working out because Void's not farming that much, and if it's trying to be an offensive tri-lane, it's also not working out because Forev and Fear are not stressed out at all. And I think it was trying to be aggressive because King Lar went for boots first. And if you're a Magnus with Skewer and you went boots first, you're pretty much looking for kills.
Oh yeah, level 1 Skewer with boots first at 100%, because that means obviously no Empower buff, which that goes back to the idea of a Magnus in the laning phase. As a support hero, you know, what is he really doing then? So the fact he's even holding this point, I'm almost shocked by that. You know, why not just get the level 2 Empower, or get Empower at level 2 and then start applying that to your Faceless Void? But maybe he doesn't want to push the lane, I don't know, but is sitting on that. And Naive right now, here comes the combo. He has a time lock, as we mentioned, though, and he'll be able to get that off well before the Inkswell actually connects. The Bounty Rune's also picked up. It looks like 3 go in the way of the Pango. And meanwhile, up here, what is this? Ghostic, he's running away from March. And that Tombstone, he's not going to pop the Shrine, though. But Undying, he's obviously, he doesn't mind this matchup up here.
No, he'll gladly. The fact that Moo's already gotten as much as he has, Undying has more than enough done his job. And March can actually look to other lanes now. They could probably actually turn this tri-lane around, although Lich TP's back to base. That is surprising. He wasn't in danger or anything, I don't know. I mean, he
must be going somewhere else.
Yeah, but then like, why go back to the fountain? He doesn't even fill up all of his mana, so I don't know. He leaves, he's got 3 wards. Probably gonna start setting them up around the map, but now it's Naive solo down here after a tri-lane sapped all of experience, and so he's only at level 4.5. And I guess he's actually out-leveling Sven, so it's not that big of a deal.
I still look back at the CS, man. It's insane. 41 and 34.
Yeah, Moo's having a ball.
He's gonna push the tower now, and they know Ghostic is up here somewhere. But in fact, they are gonna scan him out and off to the side. They also catch that Lich, who roamed over. He got one of those wards earlier, but even Bridal joins the party. He comes in with the Elder Dragon form, gets the kill, and he's gonna guarantee this tier 1 tower push. So J-Storm has an objective in mind, and that's that top tower, and they're just gonna keep the pressure going. So this start looking very strong right now for the Radiant squad.
Yeah, and it's going to take so long for Pango to catch up. Right now, they're banking on all these stacks to bring Void back into the game. And it's not even that much. It's a double Ancient stack and a double Hard Camp stack on the Eastern jungle, and that's it. And I don't think that J-Storm are even going to give them a chance. DK has activated Dragon Form, so ideally I thought they would start pressuring mid, and it looks like that'll be the case. Fear and March starting to approach the mid lane from that Dire jungle.
Dire's middle tower is under
I'm still just baffled that Magnus doesn't even have his Empower yet. He's not even using the point. Like, this goes, it's a support Magnus. What use is
He's level 3 now. Let's see what happens.
I don't know. I must be missing something here, some special strategy. But Drain Life going to be activated on Undying. He's going to be fine, though.
Oh, what? He didn't even... I thought he was going to skill Shockwave and get some sick Decrepify damage on the Undying, but no, he's still sitting on everything.
No. He's guys, just be patient. It's coming. Don't worry. Sentry. Yep, gets the counter word at least. There you go. Was well played there, but... yeah, so trying to kill the Undying middle lane cannot accomplish that. You look at the net worth, by the way. This Terrorblade is 1,000 net worth over the Faceless Void as a top farm on the other side, and a lot of that is it's a mix of the tower kill, but also the denies, of course.
Yeah, also this Centaur has as much net worth as this Magnus that we keep making fun of, so it doesn't seem like it matters if you've been given a lane and given skill points. This Terrorblade is just too overwhelming at this point to deal with, and Centaur doesn't have a lane to go to. He just keeps alternating back into the jungle, and Undying just keeps following him around. I don't know what the answer is going to be to this Terrorblade, because Void is not going to get big enough in time. Pugna's not going to get big enough in time, because even he's losing to the DK mid.
Well, he ended up leveling up in power twice, and he just ran over and gave it to Faceless Void, so he does have it now. That's the good news, and Naive is making use of it. Goes to the jungle, gonna go for a kill. The Chronosphere, yep. Oh, but he got the ward cry off.
Okay.
It doesn't matter though, because Pugna's here, and although Forev. Okay,
yeah, he's still gonna die.
It's taking a while.
Make him work for it.
There you go. Another blast eventually comes out, and they do get it, but yeah, it took a bit longer. I didn't actually realize that was the Pugna. I thought it was a Magnus even, but Pugna's rotating and eventually helps get the kill at least. So, of course, something that the Pango needs to be doing, but their mid tower is now going to fall as well. This Dragon Knight is mission accomplished with what he's doing on top of the Terrorblade free farming.
Yeah, I don't even know, like, what you build if you're this far ahead. I would just, like, as crazy as it sounds, something like a drum would be really effective. Anything that can take down towers even faster. Vlad's obviously, though I don't know who's going to build it. Probably the Sven. Yeah, Sven has it queued up, so Sven's going to build the Vlad's. And they get a stun up on the Centaur in the top lane. That man is confirmed dead.
Yeah, and Tombstone even going down behind the tower, so if the Pango had any plans of defending this, you're not defending this. This is going to be a tier 2 tower kill pre-10 minutes into the game, and J-Storm is going to take about a 3,000 net worth lead already. So, again, the comfort continues to be there for them, and talk about the Pango. Where do they go? Yeah, Pugna is going to be finishing at least Mana Boot soon. I'm sure Nathan lands on top of that, but yeah, the Faceless Void, he's going to be out of action for a bit because he's choosing to go the Yasha and Manta. Speaking of him, he's going to be silenced up here, going for the 10-minute bounty, and they kill it off, though, and he will time walk away. But yeah, choosing to go Yasha into a Manta, potentially. What do you think?
Yeah, anything that's high pace, high intensity. Manta style, obviously, Pugna does not deal enough damage to clear out your illusions, so more units with metamorphosis damage means more time, or less time rather, to take structures, and potentially a Roche as well. That's also a good tool to take care of Roche. It's mainly DK that I'm curious about. It looks like he's going to be going for a Blink Dagger. I suppose that's it was probably what he was planning on building from the very start of the game. I don't think anything has changed there, but something like a Shadow Blade would have probably been a little bit more exciting and greedy, given how well their early game is going. Armlet would have also been pretty nice, but Blink Dagger is the most conservative option, and so I'm fine with that.
Tower is under attack.
Faceless Void, he's farming those stacks in the jungle, and you do see that net worth jumping up a lot, actually, so Karbuff is finally trying to pay off at the top lane. J-Storm going in with the smoke play. They're going to catch them both. The Soulbind and the double Dragon Tail stun, and they're both going to fall. Yeah, I guess that was a Stormhammer as well, wasn't it? I saw the
Stormhammer, Dragon Tail.
Yikes.
And that was like, if only stun stacked fully, it would have been like a cumulative 8 seconds of stun between the two of them.
Yeah. They those are the biggest abilities, actually. Kind of looking now what they have, it really is just the Stormhammer and the Dragon Tail stun.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're looking, but as we saw right there, I mean, it can do work most certainly. And DK does go the Blink Dagger, so he already has strong initiation now.
Oh wow, and he's going the Shadow Blade on top of that as well.
Faceless, Chronosphere. Ooh, thought about it, but it's just an Undying, so doesn't want to have to waste it. Time lock. Gets the kill. Finds a free kill, but yeah, the Faceless Void again taking advantage of the stacks. That's more so well played by the supports, if anything, of the Pango, and making sure to get that stacked up as much as possible. I know you were addressing that earlier, and he's got the Yasha, and he's going to continue roaming around the Radiant jungle leaf, but he's pretty deep in here.
Yeah, the only reason that this kind of worries me is because it is credit to the supports, but it's also at the cost of the supports. He's going to accelerate his farm exceptionally fast, but, you know, this Magnus, this Pugna, and this Centaur are all roughly the same net worth, and Lich is a whole canyon behind with just 900 net worth, which is half of the Undying, so it's very much top-heavy on the side of this Faithless Void. But I guess that's what you expect whenever you pick a support Magnus like this.
Yeah, it's kind of go all in on that core in that sense. And to be fair, Magnus, 1,600 gold saved up. He has mana boots. He's working on a blink, so he's going to have that you know, pretty soon here.
Yeah, he's actually out farming his Centaur. So,
Yeah.
And Centaur actually is queuing up a blink. They're both queuing up a blink, so it's going to be a Magnus blink and a Centaur blink. I mean, that's great for initiation, but if J-Storm start a fight and you don't get to start the fight, then who's going to tank all this damage?
And you have a Faceless Void jumping in for Chronosphere, so I really don't like it. I do feel like Centaur especially should be going these auras, the Vlad's, you know, Crimson Guard or whatever.
Now J-Storm with the wrap. They find the Magnus, blink on him.
Free kill. Stampede not going to help him. Will it help Centaur get out of here? They're pinging him out. They know he's
He
here.
does not have a
It's pursuit.
TP.
He doesn't, you're right.
So he's pretty screwed.
We're gonna run into DK. Say hello to my little friend. Naive nearby is... He actually just uses Time Walk right there. I guess it is maxed out, though, so he should be fine.
Wow, they're actually not going to be able to get Centaur. Or... Oh, Blink Dagger's up.
Breathe fire.
And there, yeah.
Got him eventually. Just took a while.
Well, in the meanwhile, Sailor was able to take off top tier 1, so space was created. But, I don't know, I still don't agree with this itemization at all, as J-Storm Brile actually finds the Lich, and Lich gonna have to do some fancy footwork with this Frost Shield.
Yeah, that's not gonna be enough. He's dead.
Gonna tick, yeah.
Tick, boom. Vlad's finished on Sven, so he does go that aura, and it's J-Storm itemization right now. It does feel like a step ahead almost against the Pango. But I mean, once they get those planks, that's going to be key. And you're going all in on this initiation. Well, it's a case of it better work, right? You know, once they get these planks, they better start getting some kills with them initiating these fights, or
they basically have one fight. They have one fight to debut their blinks, and if that debut fight does not pan out, then that's pretty much game the way I see it, because it's such a heavy gold investment, and then you have to think about your next item after the Blink Dagger. And now Tombstone finds Gostic.
Oh! He ran into the Soulbind. He gets a Chronosphere off, but it took about 2 seconds to even start getting some damage, and it's going to be stunned meanwhile by the Stormhammer. He's still in, though. The RP catches both Undying. Drain Life eventually gets him killed, as well as a Grimstroke, but we're not done just yet. Sven and DK are still here. The Undying Tombstone is doing some work as well. They finally kill it off, but they're going to run up to Faceless Void. Time Walk at the last second. He manages to get out of here. Stampede is helping the cause. Forev in pursuit of Sailor. Good job with the Decrepto. They do not have a stun, and he gets out. That's amazing that the Pango got out so effectively after getting those couple of kills. I thought that was going to be a disaster of a fight, honestly.
Yeah, really great prioritization of targets, even though, like, well, first of all, Void, like, Soulbind isn't that big of a deal if you and your ally are cooperating, and so Gostic, he inadvertently walked into the Void, and then Void was just like, I am gonna cast a Chrono, please walk with me. Even if you get caught in my Chrono, I need us to cooperate together. This is a relay race, and so they moved together, they got the Chrono off, and after that, Pugna was able to post up outside, get a huge Nether Blast on the Undying and the Grimstroke, and J-Storm were not really able to find the same targets that they were hoping for. Like, Void was in his Chrono, so they couldn't go for him, and so they went for, like, support Lich on the outside. Then Forev was, like, looking for his next stun target, DK was trying to follow him, and now Slayer, again, I feel like I just saw this.
He didn't get a stun off initially. He's using that Shadow Amulet right there. He should
That was a bold TP.
Yeah, that's not going to work. No. It probably wasn't getting out anyways. Another Blink was coming up, so I figured I might as well try. We'll be on cooldown now, of course, but yeah, using that double damage ring to help get the easy kill. Just push out that top lane and finish the Shadow Blade, which is just around the corner now. I mentioned the Shadow Amulet. He already has, but I do keep looking back at this Faceless Void net worth, and it's competing with Terrorblade, and that really isn't a surprise necessarily when you do have these stacked camps and the Empower buff. Again, good job by the supports.
Mantis style first. That's not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah. Trying to think of what it really
Yeah, I know. There's like nothing to dispel, and as a
Breathe
DPS
fire.
item, brilliant. I mean, that is quite a bit of damage reduction, to be fair. But
It's not usually getting it for that, though.
No. I would have never expected that. I would have given, like, Silver Edge a higher priority than Manta Style.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see it. I mean, maybe you empower one of the illusions inside of the Chronosphere and it's massive damage or something like that.
He is going the Manta Diffusal combo, and that itself is actually decent, but...
But then why wouldn't you go the Diffuser, or at least like Yasha into Diffuser or something like that? Get the full Manta when there's nothing to, like... Even Phantom's Embrace Silence, like, yes, it can actually get taken off by Manta. It's not dispellable, but since you're banished for like a brief period of time, it does take that off. It does kill the Phantom, but I don't really think that's a big enough deal. Like, he has enough attack speed that he can just kill the Phantom. But he's got the full combo now, so it looks like we didn't need to worry about it being just a Manta for very long.
Yeah. You do look at the supporting cast around the Terrorblade, though. It continues to be a little more fearsome. And the Shadowblade now online for DK, and even the Sven, we haven't mentioned too much about him other than the Vlads earlier on. He has a Hood of Defiance now, and he's going to build into a Pipe Neck, so he, again, continues to go this, I'm going to take care of the auras for the team, and look at that beefy presence for us.
Now this may be the Aghanim Scepter game for Sven.
Oh, absolutely. Getting that as the next item even would be great for both the DK and especially the Terrorblade.
Yeah.
Surprised. Maybe a blink thrown in there, but we'll see.
Team's looking to trade tier 2s, although I think J-Storm want to catch someone on the exit, as, I mean, Bryle's doing just a fine job pushing by himself. And smoke up on J-Storm, but I think Pango are just going to probably TP out. I don't think they're going to try to run out.
As they start running out.
Yeah, Naive has... well, I mean, no one can jump him. So... I mean, they're waiting.
They have initiation. They're gonna flank them here. Oh, they don't see them. The Shadowblade. I don't know where they are, man.
Yeah, this is so confusing. I bet for J-Storm, they're like, where? Are they farming it back at their base? Yeah, okay, now a circle has been drawn at their jungle. Yeah. Wait, that's a D. Yeah, DK's like, they're somewhere here.
There we go.
And Chrono.
Oh, hit the Sven! Oh no, we got the Terrorblade at the tail end of it. He's not going to do nearly enough damage, though. And out comes the Warcraft anyway. Soulbind in the back lines as well. Hitting couple. Lich is caught by the stun as his Centaur because of the Soulbind. They already picked up Pugna, by the way. Looks like he eventually went down and Moo as the silence up on Centaur. He has to kill it off. No, he's just going to let it wear off. Brawl jumps in with the stun himself at the Dragon Tail, and he's on a wicked 6 streak now, 7-0-4. Not sure how Pugna died in the back lines, but died in a Terrorblade. Yeah, it might went well.
Yeah, it was a fairly good chrono. It's just that it was positioned in such a way that the J-Storm heroes were on the high ground, and the rest of Pango were on the low ground, and so they could not really damage anyone. It was just Void and his Manta Illusions whacking away at the Terrorblade, and he didn't even mana burn enough to, prevent the Metamorphosis from going off, so Moo just activated it, immediately turned on that squishy Pugna, because no one is front-ending for the Pugna, and now, Undying, he will get life-drained, and RP in the pit.
Well, they're going for the steal, the Roshan kill, nobody's picked it up yet! Finally, Ghostic snatches it, actually, on the Centaur. He's going to die immediately, so they prevent them from getting to the Aegis, but you need to run if you're the Pango, because this is clearly working out for J-Storm right now. Ghostic, he comes back up, he's going to die shortly after, he has a frost, so maybe pit stop off, no, the silence lasting too long, so they do eventually retreat. Again, it's a case of they deny the Aegis at least, but they lose 2 more. They're gonna lose Lich as well. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say if that's really worth it in the end.
Yeah, it's because I don't really think Aegis would have been that big of a deal. Neither Terrorblade nor DK are like exceptionally strong Aegis carriers, because both of them have transformation spells that only work on one of their lives. And 2 Observer Wards are quickly killed in close succession as well by J-Storm. So Pango, like, this is what I was skeptical about. Whenever you build 2 Blink Daggers, you're going for YOLO plays. Magnus has his Blink Dagger, Centaur has his Blink Dagger. They successfully steal the Roche, which is great. But then what happens? No one on your team is tanky enough to survive the remainder of the fight, because no one's building any auras. And Pugna, like, I feel so bad for Sailor. Like, he is getting targeted every single fight, and rightfully so, because Jason were like, oh, no one This Pugna has literally nothing. It's like 1300 HP, has 5 armor. Literally just the minimal commitment, and we can get rid of their second most farmed hero.
And Terrorblade just got an Iascani, so even with Pugna going this Dagon, which he doesn't have yet, but even when he does have that, the Iascani, how bulky this Terrorblade is going to be, it's, unless he's just by himself, he really is going to be a very difficult kill in this game for the side of the Pango, but they do get the Dagon on him, so they'll have that. Kingar setting up, by the way. No RP just yet, though. 15 more seconds on cooldown. Pipe just picked up by Sven in the meantime. So the Pango's the one trying to pick a fight here, but again, I suppose they don't have an Aegis to worry about.
Yeah, and they just completed a 10-second BKB on Naive's Faceless Void, so I think they want to show that off. Although it looks like he's going to reveal it as he goes into the mid lane to farm. So, I mean, J-Storm can just play it cool. They've got plenty of time left on the Aegis. Or, never mind. Well, that's not the Aegis, but they've got...
Or another Roshan.
Yeah, I mean, they've got Dragon Form and they got Metamorphosis, so they can just wait and slowly push up. There's one outer tower remaining. They could take that, but it looks like Pango want to actually force a fight with this BKB.
Yeah, gotta be careful with what you choose, though. So he has to make sure his team is going to be follow up. They get a jump on a DK. How can a Chrono Trigger? Not yet. He's going to hold on there for the time being. The RP hits too. As the DK and Sven are caught. That Warcry is so tanky, though. Out comes that Chain Frost bouncing around. DK is going to fall, as is the Sven. He fights back immediately on the DK, though. Monch is moving around the hosting for him, but backlands Muj is sitting here, wailing in some auto attacks. And that DK buyback jumps in now. Faceless Void, he's like, we got to get out of here. Pugna's dead. Lich died him before, and Naive is already way the hell on out of here. So, double damage and pinged out off to the right, by the way, and Terrorblade will go pick that up as it just spawned. 24-minute mark.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take this tier 2, but it was a great fight from Pango, forcing out a DK buyback, and we are seeing the efficacy of the Warcry whenever you have to deal with physical damage. So, like, Void was not dealing a whole heck of a lot of damage, but as soon as the Chain Frost came in, as soon as Pugna was able to join into the fight, immediately DK and Sven started looking way more vulnerable. Unfortunately, Gostic, he activated his BKB because he thought that the Sven Stormhammer was coming for him, and so the majority of that BKB was spent inside of his own chrono with no one touching him, which is a bit of a shame, because if he was able to save that BKB for later, he may have been able to take the fight and further finish off the DK or maybe go into the Terrorblade, but he spent it early on, and I mean, they still got a great fight out of it. It's just they're also pretty far behind, and now Mu, with this double damage rune, gonna start chipping away at this tier 3.
Yep, that's gonna happen. They pop the fortification, delaying as much as they can, but as soon as that wears off, Frost Shield, I guess, is a way to also help with that. Faceless Void comes back in,
and meta times out.
The deterrent, no Chronosphere, but yeah, without the meta, definitely not feeling the most comfortable to keep that going. So, good hold from the Pango. Although Faceless, he's running in further here. Gets hit by the Stormhammer.
This is not an easy kill for him, and he's all alone.
Well, he wanted the bounty runes, if anything, but he's fighting the supports. Meanwhile, Terrorblade, they catch the supporting cast of the dire side. They pick off the Pugna immediately. They do lose Undying in response, but already getting the better kill, and Faceless Void going to continue going to the right.
See, this is why I point to top-heavy net worths, because Naive is playing out of his mind, but he's also, what, 2.5 times more net worth than his Pugna. And so Pugna's like, yeah, I'll come help as Kingar dies to Bryle in the top bounty rune. And so they start moving in because their Faceless Void, their one position is going in. And then they're like, wait a second, I am so far behind in net worth compared to the enemy team and compared to my Void, so they can't follow. But you have to, because your Void is going, so yeah. It's such a difficult spot to be when you're on the side of Naive, because, I don't know, you never know what fight is worth taking and what fight is like, Void can handle it himself, we don't need to help him.
Well, Faceless Void, another 4,200 gold saved up. Again, that farm continues to be very impressive, and Powerbuff will do that. And he has that Mjolnir that, well, he just purchased the Maelstrom at least. Needs a Hyperstone to finish the full Mjolnir at this point, so that's going to be finished soon to later, and no doubt will be a nice damage increase for him. It continues to be the case of they need the things to connect. They need the Chronosphere, they need the initial RP. I mean, these last couple of fights have been pretty good at that, to be fair, so the Pango, they can make it happen, but it's also been more around catching the DK, if anything, whereas Terrorblade, seems like he's overall been pretty cozy. In fact, he just got a butterfly, and he has no reason to believe that a MKB is coming anytime soon.
Yeah, MKB isn't going to come anytime soon, but Maelstrom is like a poor man's MKB because the Maelstrom proc can't miss. And so if it gets a proc, that's basically like a cheap 25% accuracy item, which isn't great. It's 1 in every 4 attacks that you may get accuracy, but it's one way of mitigating evasion. And it's also magic damage, so Void will maybe Void now is actually able to handle himself against Warcry and actually deal damage against Warcry once he has this magic damage penetrating it.
Yeah, now with the time lock and only attack speed, it's most certainly he can do some good damage. And those Chronos. We've got the Radiant team, J-Storm moving through the jungle. Roshan still has about another minute 20 before it could spawn. Have a fair amount of time before that's going to be in hand. You see Fear. Yeah, he's been constantly drawing out some lines for the team, so clearly he's kind of taking this leadership role, at least somewhat, making some play calls within the game. As there's the Phil Mjolnir, though, finished on Faceless Void. What about Pugnet? Where's he even going? He got that dig on, we noticed. Building an Aether Lens next in the Ats. Or not an Aether Lens, an Aeon Disc. Definitely something that he could use this game, because it seems like he's just blowing up so quickly in these fights.
Yeah. Anything to discourage J-Storm from just instantly jumping on them is probably in his best interest. So, yeah, that would have been fine. I would have been fine with the Yules as well, but it's not that urgent. Yules is more like, I need something now. Aeon Disc, I think he has enough time to get to it. J-Storm trying to figure out where they want to go from here. They've kind of taken over the Dire jungle, but not getting much out of it. And you do see Knife, he's pushing this bottom lane, so they have to respect it. DK is already TPing back, as is Fear. Oh, wow, they cancel both their TPs.
They do.
I wonder if Pango are going to call this bluff.
Yeah, they saw that, I think.
Yeah, Void is like, dude, why is no one finishing off this creep wave? Although, I guess the TB illusion has successfully cut the wave, and so Naive can't do anything. He's just going to get as much as he can through his backdoor protection, which he may actually get the full tier 3. Terribly, I would chrono this, but he's not going to. Oh wait, the Mag. Oh, you know, the Magnus is still there. Man, I would have totally chronoed that. And it is
just Terrorblade right now.
Yeah.
Whew. Moo, he just stared death in the face, and he won that stare battle, but this is, yeah, that was, Pango could have made that ballsy decision, and that could have worked out, and who knows where the game would be going from there. But it didn't happen. Played the very safe route, and they fall back. As far as Roshan goes, it's going to be a longer Roshan spawn, still about 2 minutes now.
Oh, he sees DK. DK blinks out. Yeah, it's going to be longer, and that favors Pango. They can start regaining some of the control of their jungle. You see all these Dire sentry wards being posted up because J-Storm just spent like a good 2 minutes inside the Dire jungle. You have to assume that they warded it up tight.
BKB finished on DK, so he's got the 10 seconds. That Chronosphere doesn't hit. He avoided it with the Blink Dagger. The reactions are there. The Stormhammer comes in as well, but the Decrep will help save him if anything. Faces Void, he can't attack though while that's happening. There's a Shadow's Blade, and this is an awkward initiation. Brawl, he opens on a Magnus now with that Dragon Tail stun. Gets skewered away. Actually, Fear going for a ride with him. King R is definitely dead though. That Pugna ward down is just gonna zap a couple of times, but yeah, very scattered fight right there. Not really sure where that was going. Ultimately, Magnus is dead though, as the Radiant Courier gets picked off meanwhile, so.
Yeah, Void snipes it out. I mean, Magnus goes down, but I think the more important thing is Chronosphere is spent. And, I mean, I would just park a courier. Oh, your courier's dead. Never mind. Well, I don't know, an illusion inside of the pit. I'm actually a little bit surprised that they're going in for this tier 3, but I guess they want to do something with this DK Dragon form. I don't think they okay, they're going to use Metamorphosis also. Man, this is a heavy commitment. I guess they're really confident that Chrono being down means that they can win any fight. But, I mean, there's still Blink Centaur, and Magnus is going to be up in 5 seconds.
RP is ready. You're right. So, no Chrono, but they definitely have some tools to go in. Pugna, that's a Stormhammer, but he's far away. They do have a Tombstone protection. They are going to easily get the mid-rack, so it proves to be the effective call for J-Storm in the end, and they'll retreat after the fact. So yeah, it was one of those where, I mean, they had to make the decision fast.
Yeah, that was on a razor's edge.
It worked.
Yeah, it did. Although now the Roche is a little bit trickier because there's still an RP available, and Dire scan out the Roche, and J-Storm are just going to play it cool. They popped Metamorphosis and the Dragon form, so now they need to wait. The thing is that Void can take the Roche now. His Chronosphere is going to be available in 20 seconds, so it may have just been a trade call. It's like, do you want the Rax or do you want the Roche? and it looks like they opted for the Rax, and Pango may now have an opening to take the Roche. Radiant scan it out, though.
Yep, it turns red, they know. MKB's being delivered to Naive, by the way, too, as we speak, so they're gonna jump in. Sven's acting like he's going in. He's trying to pop God. He's gonna go the courier. Oh, that would have been something. MKB is potentially delivered for though, in the stun of the backlines. He catches it. Looks like Pugna back here. Yeah, Pugna's running away right now. Naive's in the chronosphere just yet. Moo there. The Chrono eventually coming out, catches Moo, and several others. The chain drops bouncing around. Moo's gonna go down. No chance of the Sunder. It also cuts that DK in the back. The GRP follow up, and a team fight's beautiful right now for the Pango. They kill 3. They're gonna kill 4. Nobody's dying on their side. That's the Wombo combo coming together. That Chronosphere, godlike. He gets the TP out on Fear at least, but that's absolutely the Roshan now for the Pango. This is the third Roshan right now. It's the second one, so it's going to be cheesy.
Yes. But amazing patience from Naive, holding onto that Chrono until he had the 3 perfect units to get. That was exactly what you hope for. The DK, the Sven, and the Terrorblade. Immediately prioritize the Terrorblade, make sure that he can't get Sunder off, and this was the exchange that J-Storm did. I don't think that they should have challenged the Roche. Like, there was multiple decisions that I think that they made that were correct. They went for the Rax as opposed to the Roche. That made sense because they were able to get it. And then they backed off and they didn't take Roche themselves, which I think was also the right call. But then they challenged Roche into a Chrono, into an RP, and Naive just abused them.
And they went in very fast, too. I mean, kind of a hindsight thing to say, but they just kind of dove in. When Roshan still had plenty of life at that time, they like literally just entered the Roshan pit. So J-Storm perhaps been a bit more patient about their initiation, but again, it was kind of just walking in right there, and you're walking into these big Wombo combos, I like to call them, abilities. And yeah, that patience of Naive, too. Part of me thinks it's he wanted to kind of dwindle down Terrorblade a little bit, if anything, before then he threw it out because, you know, get him to be in that spot of like, okay, maybe I'll look to use my Sunder soon, and then all of a sudden Chrono hits, and well, he can't use it then. So, well, apparently, mouse battery. Really? It's
wireless mouse?
Yeah.
In esports?
Is that a thing? I mean, I guess this isn't a first-person shooter, but still, that's
latency.
What is going on here?
Yeah, and I think Naive, like, now that he's completed this full MKB, I don't even know how much he really needs to whittle down a Terrorblade. I'm pretty sure you can take Terrorblade from 100 to 0 just by him and his Manta Illusions. And I guess Pugna needs to contribute as well, but Pugna will contribute. He's got Dagon, he's got Aether Lens, so he's got an extremely long range on his Life Drain, his Dagon Energy Blast, and the Nether Blast as well.
What does Faceless Void get at 25, by the way? It's an AoE type of game, Chronosphere AoE. We're looking at the backtrack.
I mean, 99% of the time people go for Chronosphere AoE. I don't know, actually. It's an interesting question because I think both definitely have a lot of merits because he hasn't built an evasion item, and so
he is though. It looks like.
Oh, okay. Then he's gonna go for the Chronosphere AoE then. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, he gets the Eagle Song there. Oh, that's a
ping, ping, ping. Come on, go for the Manta Split. Maybe you get lucky. It's all according to plan.
Yeah, luckily it's a 6-second cooldown on that time walk, so not a big deal. He's just about to finish that butterfly though. Looks like he's just planning to buy it out, not have a buyback, but not feeling like he needs
Man,
it
I
right
hope
now.
not. I hope he doesn't do that. Oh, jeez.
Oh, he was standing right there, so.
Okay, well, I mean, I think he's very confident that he's going to win the next fight then, because it's quite a bit of farm. He needs 2,000 gold to get his buyback. But he has an Aegis, so I guess whatever.
That, and I do feel like he should try to get level 25 first, though, too, before they really make a play here.
Yeah.
No matter what he gets, and again, we expect it to be the Chronosphere, but that's going to be a huge asset to the next team fight, so. He's just going to solo push out the mid lane. And by solo, I mean his teammates are kind of nearby, so. Craziest thing ever. Terrorblade just sitting in the illusions, trying to delay what he can. They're pushing out top lane somewhat, but yeah, man, I just clicked on Undying, by the way. Holy crap, this Undying is under-farmed.
Yes, he is. That was when we saw Lich earlier on in the game being that far back in terms of net worth, but nope. And now he's actually pushing up without level 25, but he is crunching this tower. And Crimson Guard is not going to help against Nether Blasts.
Cross Shield goes up. Threatening an initiation there, but again, he has the Aegis worst case, so He's feeling pretty cozy right now. He gets the tower. Here come the illusions. Gonna have to time walk away for the regen. And he'll go right back in. The drain life even coming out from Salar. No Ags though, so I have to wait for a cooldown for another one. It's hard to commit fully for that Rax. You could tell it's obviously they got
I'm
stalling here.
They're in more of a rush than I expected. Maybe they really like this double siege creep wave, and they're like, oh man, we're getting so much free damage off of this. Well, it burns off all the mana for Rev.
Yeah, the Tombstone's down though, and Decrep on Faceless Void helping him a little bit, gets the time walk.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this reflection was actually hurting him too.
I mean, while they're using their double siege creep, Bryle's about to use his in the top lane. These two siege creeps are doing quite a bit of work on this tower. But he doesn't want to show himself because all of Pango retreated. And so, yeah, they're just going to glyph it up.
Good split push from the DK. Makes them get back. And he's going to chill here for now. He'll probably wait to see what they decide to do from here. But he's building an AC. He actually has the Hyperstone part of it. Going for the Sulkiros.
I'm impressed with Pango for staying so emotionally calm in what could very much be an echo of their game against Liquid, where they're like, oh man, things are going great for us right now.
Yeah.
We're 6k net worth above. We have Roche. I mean, we have the Aegis. We won some great fights. And they're not crumbling. They're still staying strong. And J-Storm are definitely struggling to find their way back into this game because they went, like, Bryle went for all this initiation. He went Blink Dagger, Shadowblade. What good is that right now? Basically, he's, like, not really initiating on anyone. He's not getting pickups on anyone at this stage. It's just all on Moo to deal damage.
Yeah. He's been very patient up here, and it's almost like the Pango's kind of hunting him out, but eventually he's going to go for the TP play. You also see on the right side of your screen there, couple of things. The Ags purchased by Centaur, but the 25% backtrack. He indeed gets it. You mentioned going the evasion, you're very likely not going to see it, but I mean, that's just a big safety net pickup right there. It almost seems like a two-say because this is a 4-1 strategy. I mean, you're like kind of all in on this Faceless Void, just like you kind of are at the Terrorblade on the other side. So making more use out of that bigger AoE when you do use the Chronospheres, I don't know. I mean, again, both.
I think his approach is really the only way I die is Terrorblade. No one else can kill me except for Terrorblade. He has a BKB, so he's not going to get stunned. He's not going to get silenced. So Sven, Grimstroke, and DK are all immediately useless. And so the only way he dies is if he gets initiated on, and then Terrorblade deals damage to him. Because if Sven initiates on him or DK initiates like this...
Here we go. That backtrack going to be definitely coming into play right here. The double stuns to follow. He is not dying, though. You can see, the BKB up hug. Let's see if we can stay alive. The Chronosphere comes out on the back left. It catches Terrorblade. Terrorblade, he's not dying, though. The BKB was activated just before that, so he's going to not only survive, but now this pushback from J-Storm. They kill off the Lich. And you see they're in pursuit on the side of J-Storm, though, trying to catch up with the Magnus. Maybe the Faceless Void. The zombies are in pursuit, too. But, okay, Faceless kills the zombies and then time walks out. So that was a good jump from J-Storm. But ultimately unable to follow it up the strongest.
Wow, I can't believe Fear farmed up a freaking Scythe device. That's amazing.
Oh, wow, yeah, jeez.
Yeah, it was his straight soul. Because at first I was like, wow, that was amazing communication from J-Storm that they got the soul bind into the instant hex. But it was Fear for doing both of those things. And, well, RP's down, Chrono's down. What a great opportunity to push, I guess.
Yep, it's absolutely. And they're going for that Chi Stole on Pugman, by the way. Sven, the Skewer, eventually comes out on top of the Hoof Stomp, but he's tanky. He's got the Crimson Guard, as well as the War Cry. They're going for the melee racks. Terrorblade, currently decrep, so can't really attack him. Might as well walk away. Not keep himself in a bad spot. And TP in from Lich. That's going to be enough for J-Storm to retreat, and good reason. You look at the bottom base. They have to protect it, so they're going to push it out. And we're going to probably be waiting for a third Roshan at this point, as he potentially could be spawning in about 20 seconds. Probably a bit longer, though.
If it is longer, that'll favor Pango.
Terrorblade is not even level 20 himself. We have a 25 Faceless Void for a bit now. Terrorblade's struggling to hit 20s. And honestly, I think a lot of it is he's just been sending out illusions in the lanes, and he's been playing somewhat defensive himself, though.
Yeah, I mean, he knows the same thing that Void knows. He's the only way that he kills Void, and now a Stampede, but they don't find anyone.
I don't know if that
and
was...
it's a very early Roche. Oh man, that's huge for Pango. I don't know if they're going to be able to scout it though, but if they knew that they would probably go back. Because RP is up, Chrono's up, Stampede is down though.
Yeah, using that Stampede, I'm actually scratching my head. I don't know if I missed something, but again, with the axe, so they will not have that damage reduction now for a good 60 seconds. Coming up here. Does he have Chrono? Yeah, Chrono is back up, ready to go. But yeah, you would think that they would have something go maybe check, but look at this. You got DK's cutting the creep wave with his illusions.
Yeah, well, they're about to time out, so it's gonna only kill the range creep at best. Someone please scout Roche. Come on, Slayer. Place a ward. Yeah, that's Roche vision. And then what do you do after you get Roche vision? You check Roche.
Go in. You better go in, Slayer. Slayer!
Alright. Confirmed. Pings galore.
Yeah.
Maybe wait for the 42-minute rune, but...
Oh, it's gonna be double damage, 100%.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
E.
Smoke up on Jay's Storm. They want to find something.
Alright, one more second.
Aw, haste. And the invis in the bot lane.
Not the great. I mean, you could definitely make use of these, so it's gonna get both, in fact. Ace down to the invis.
Scanning.
Alright, well, we'll see. There are some sentries down, and
Yeah, there are some sentries. I hope this isn't like the death of him being like, all right, I got an invis room.
Invis.
Suckers.
Gonna get them now. You do look at the bottom lane again. They have to keep addressing that. Does J-Storm? They got
Oh man, he's getting very close, but he's staying away from this cliff. This cliff is 99%. Oh my god, another sentry.
They see him. They 100% know. Oh god! There's a jump. The side comes up. Someone as well. They're trying to heal him up the best they can. He's got the backtrack kicking in as well. He pops BKB. In comes the RP. It's a terror blade, but with that Crimson Guard as well as the Warcraft. Out comes the Chrono Spear now, but he's doing no damage. Oh, now it's starting to kick it a little bit with the BKB wears off, but it's just not nearly enough. Now he has to go away with the time walk. Enterprise back, but Magnus is staying it. Everyone alive on the side of J-Storm. Oh, he ran into the sentry. That's what we're saying. Picking up that invis rune. Almost backfires completely on him.
Dude, I think it did backfire. There's the whole reason this fight starts so hard is because Sven is able to activate his thousands of damage mitigation. Pipe, Crimson, oh whoa, Naive inside the base takes the ranged racks, and now he's on the run.
Is under attack.
I was wondering why they're TPing back, but like, yeah, that's a good job because that stalls them from now. They were going right down the middle lane.
Yeah, that burns off all the metamorphosis time. Now TV's back into melee form. And even the tier 4s are still getting jumped away by the creeps, so they were able to shoot Naive out of the base, but now they need to manage to take Roche without metamorphosis. And Naive won't have oh my god.
Oh no, Naive, this was a bad decision. He's fine now, okay. I get hexed up, but he walks away with the time walk.
Yeah, this defensive decrep is so valuable. No one can penetrate it. There's
I keep
so
wondering,
little magic
like,
damage.
Why are they just standing there? But yeah.
It's a power play. Oh, you think you can just time walk into the pit? Huh? Get out of here and tell your team what you did.
That's a good job by Salar. Again, goes back to the whole 4-1 idea. They're all in on this Faceless Void. And he is protected. Even seen the Drain Lives as well on top of that. But obviously with this third Roshan, this is going to be the focus of attention until it's actually dead. Will that be 1 more minute? Will it be 10 more minutes? We don't know, but no doubt the Pango continues to have the advantage because of this bottom lane. They have to address it constantly. They keep sending illusions down there, but that only does so much.
Yeah, most people consider the mid lane to be the least valuable in terms of mega creeps because it's so easy to push out the lane because you naturally will move towards the middle of the lane. Roche is in the middle of the lane, your jungle sprouts out from the middle of the lane, or rather the mid lane, and so like we're seeing constant pressure in the bot lane on the side of the Radiant base, but have we ever seen these Radiant creeps really put too much pressure on the mid lane?
They're going in. Big Chrono catches two. Then big Turpin and Terrorblade obviously, but again he gets BKB off just before the Crevice up as well with the Soul Bind, stunning him in place, but the BKB wearing off in a second. You see Time Walk is the other way though. Going after March, buyback for the Grim Storm, but the RP hits them. The Chain Frost on top of it. The life bar's up. J-Storm is going down. Moon does still have a Sunder though. He's being pinched. Pops a Reflection, pops a Metaform. The gem is on the ground, but now Naive, he goes away with the Time Walk. Everyone is up for J-Storm due to the buybacks. The Lotus Orb protecting him with the Frost to the most that they can. Terrorblide's gonna fall. He could not get the center off. He has a buyback, not using it yet, but again, he popped his meta there at the last second, and DK's gonna explode right as Terrorblade. Oh, what is he doing? He's putting it in a trap. Move to a right there. This is a trap. Are they gonna get the kill? Let's here. Actually, dying.
my God, still
No time block. He didn't have the mana, got burnt out. It's just back galore on either side. And now Sailor's in trouble. Almost looking like a bad to jump in with, but to work out cheating for him. And they will catch Pugna as well. That fight just so back and forth. Hard to make sense of what truly was going on there, but
did literally everyone buy back? I see so many buyback notifications on the left. Okay, so let's see this fight recap. Everyone on Radiant bought back. 3 heroes on Dire bought back. So 8 cumulative buybacks, a whole lot of lost gold on both sides. And no Roche claimed, although it looks like Pango want to change that. They have Chrono up again.
Whew. Yeah, that's what it's 120 second cooldown at this point, but you know, I think he had an arcane rune.
Yeah, I think he had an arcane rune.
That's what it is. I was gonna say, I feel like it's been 2 minutes already, but Centaur.
Hex up, they kept the Centaur. You're bringing Bryle down to the low ground.
He's over the ledge into a Chrono! This is gonna be a dieback, remember, everyone's bought back on the Radiant side. He's not gonna die though. BKB once again helping to keep him alive as Moo gets force-staffed in. Some don't know if that was on purpose or not. Chain Frost bounce around the back lines. Grimstroke trying to run. Knife, he wants to hunt him down though. Essentially 2 shots him. Out comes a reflection. Knife has to respect that. He sees mana being burned. He time walks over the ledge. Remember that mana being burnt almost killed him. Actually did end up killing him last time. In that previous fight, but he is going to be able to go into the Roshan pit now and try to finish this off, get that refresher shard.
RP is up and now, or so. Oh, pick everything up, just grab it, just put it in your inventory.
Somebody get it.
Oh wait, he's all slotted up. The clarity, you fool! Drop the clarity out of your backpack. Man, what a sick-ass Sinister gaze. My god, bringing that DK to the low ground. Bryle, like that, I don't blame him at all for standing at that position, but that little moment of high ground vision, and Lich takes the opportunity, lures down the DK to low ground, and Naive is able to get the easiest chrono of his life, blocking out all of J-Storm from being able to help out the DK. The DK does manage to get BKB off right in time, otherwise he would have died much quicker, and now Naive going in on Forev by himself. His team is not here.
Yeah, but DK's dead, Grimstork's dead. He's feeling very cozy right now with an Aegis. And I can't blame him, honestly. In fact, he's still the only level 25 of the game. He's been in for like 10 minutes at this point. He really just had a massive experience lead. There's a double damage here at the top, but they're going to kill the melee Rex middle. And of course, there is still the top tier 3's even up. So no mega creeps yet, but...
And he eats cheese, so he's stocked up again. Chrono's going to be available in 15 seconds.
Double
so even if, I mean, he can spend the first one on his first life, and there's no way they're going to kill him in 10 seconds, so he's just going to continue chipping away. 5 seconds until Chrono. RP is also available.
Slow him as much as they can. Crimson Guard, that's eventually going to fall though. They get the Inkswell stun, but again the decrep.
And the damage reduction Stampede used, and he's gonna get out. Hex up on Soulbind though.
The double hex. As a result of Soulbind doing work, the silence goes up as well, but he just kills it off immediately. They lose the Magnus to a dieback there, but Naive, he's just keeping his distance. Another time walking 1 second. Force staff into it, and he gets a DD. Thank you very much. I'll take this.
Well, J-Storm are definitely holding on. Killing off that Magnus gives them quite a bit of time because it's a dieback and it was an RP available. It's just, how do you kill this Void? Backtrack. So let me take stock of all the damage mitigation that they have. He has Backtrack. He has Butterfly, and no one on the side of J-Storm has accuracy. He has the Aghanim's Stampede. He has Defensive Decrepify, and he has a Chronosphere on Terrorblade.
And that's a dead Terrorblade. No buyback. That just might be it like that.
And he has the game.
Active. Sven is going to run now again. The double hex, double stun, double silence. It just doesn't matter though. Faceless Void, Cronus, or excuse me, the Decrep coming out. Actually, well, I don't know if that was helping or saving him or whatever else. Actually, by the way, finished on Sven, so that's helping, I guess, somewhat too. But he eventually goes down to the Aeon Disc, pops his Brow, is able to activate it.
He wants to die.
Yeah, he's like, please kill me. I want my.
Yeah, no, he wants his refresher shard in his inventory. Okay, now he puts it in. He dies, takes the Aegis out, stun comes out onto the Pugna. He's gonna go down.
But he's
this is what Naive wanted. Himself versus the world.
There we go. He pops the BKB. No Chrono even necessary. Let's just go for it. Guaranteed the kill on the DK. Go for the racks to finish the job. Okay.
Just finish the game. Come on, man.
Nice.
Everyone's dead. Fear is cackling to himself, aside from the fact that he's probably lost this game, but still.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Oh, and now they get the backdoor protection. Yeah, that's...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You do know that you lost your last game against Mega Creeps, right, Pango?
Yeah.
Don't play with your food.
A little too tunnel vision there. But Undying's up in 10 seconds, and then it's still 40 seconds for Terrorblade, so it's, this should be it, but just a slight overstep there. And man, I gotta say, the Pango, the Faceless Void, it ends up working out in the end. The early itemization was maybe a somewhat questionable, but held on long enough. The initiation came through. The eventual Wombo combo came out that we knew was possible with this team. And they're on the verge of taking game number 1. I mean, Jaster was fighting to the very bitter end right here.
Oh, he buys the refresher, but he doesn't have. Keep eating mangoes. He's silenced now.
Oh no. This is the most awkward pause ever.
I mean, 6 seconds until Terrorblade comes back, and he does have refresher and meta. Oh, they GG'd.
I mean,
okay. Wait, no, they just said G.
No, that was for go, yeah.
Alright, well, whatever, it's good.
They killed the ancient, yeah, that's anticlimactic, but hey, the Pango, they're victorious. They'll be up 1-0 now in this best of 3, so it's, I mean, hell, you look at the graph, that's telling, if anything. It's the fight that happened right here about the 30-minute mark, where going on that roller coaster.